If you like the video, please consider supporting James Corp on Patreon. Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of Helm of Fate. Yes, I have heard Pirates of the Spanish Main. I think it uses the
Savage World system.
Yeah, Savage World systems, and it's based off a miniatures game that WizKids did called Pirates of the Spanish Main. You'd buy packs of cards, and they were like pop out, and you make the miniatures, like the miniature ships and sail. It was a very cool game. I never played the role playing game, but yeah, I have heard of it through that thing.
Way too much money on that game.
I've got a fucking folder in the garage with fucking hundreds of them in it, and they're all fucking worthless now.
Yep.
I've just got plastic. Anyway, so yeah, we left off last time. Alain and Siobhán, they went into the Silverfish. Siobhán sort of like blended into the background, and Alain made. Is it Alain or Alain?
Alain.
Alain. I'm just alright. If I get it wrong, like I probably will, because we know how I am good at pronouncing things.
If you say Alan, you're like 80% of the way there.
Alright, I'm just going to say Alan. There we go. Yeah, you discovered some information, perhaps some important information for yourselves, and you found out that the captain's helm, or whatever, the captain's will is a place that naval officers and workers generally hang out if they're scripted of. Yeah, if they're subscripted, they generally hang out in sort of like the naval quarter of the port, generally to try and stay out of trouble. I mean, there's obviously bleed over, because not all of them want to hang around with their fucking superiors, because how boring would that be? Well, actually no, it probably wouldn't be for naval officers. It'd probably just be for the men who
For the enlisted.
yeah, the enlisted, the poor sods that have been like duped into joining the army, the navy, and also you found out that the Jennies generally operate outside of an inn called the Prodded Goat, which if anyone's watched any previous games of mine will find out that is quite common. The name that I name any of those sort of places.
Any school of Venus.
Yep. Any places of ill repute. Ill repute.
It's the thing that links all the universes together.
So, what is Siobhán and Alain doing now?
I imagine Siobhán would have confirmed some of what Alain found out just about like where the military officers hang out, just by talking to the
possibly,
the
or
staff.
you may have even overheard Alain talking to the local.
Yeah, I mean, I don't imagine that it's a secret in a town where the military people hang out. So she would have kind of found that, and then I'm assuming just made her excuses and left. She was largely there just to make sure that he didn't get his ass beat all by himself.
Okay. Right, are we splitting the party further?
No, I don't think so.
And what does Alan do? Does Alan leave with Siobhán, or meet up with her outside or something?
I think meet up outside would be most preferable, and then.
All right, cool. As you meet up, if fate would have it, Marie is walking down the same road.
What a lovely coincidence!
I know.
That I never could have anticipated happening ever.
Well, they might only... Yeah, okay. Well, this is the main road to the dock, so the chances of running into them is a lot more likely than anything else.
What a strange man he was. Oh! Ah! Hello, my friends. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
Is everything going well on your side of the mission?
Yes.
Siobhán looks kind of around the street to see if, because she isn't sure that the friend that Alain made isn't going to be curious and attempt to follow them, so she's sort of not wanting to have this conversation in the middle of the road.
Do that.
He's got a whole fucking bottle of wine. He's just going to sit there getting pissed on that.
Exactly.
She's paranoid. It's how she's managed to stay alive.
Something trusting.
All right.
Okay, listen.
We are receiving company at the Puerto del Noches at 5 o'clock. So, and I will.
It's probably not even midday yet.
Okay. So we have plenty of time to do anything else. What have you learned?
It's possible that at the town library or whatever, it's not part of the university. I don't understand. But anyway, at the town library, it is possible that we will find documents about the shipwreck, and also there is an inn called the Captain's Helm, which is where all of the enlisted and conscripted men hang out.
Ah, magnifique. Well, perhaps it would do us best to go to the library first before we go to the tavern, to the captain's hand.
Yeah, I thought it was the captain's will.
The captain's something.
Is it the wheel?
Helm, will, same thing. Yeah, let's call it the captain's helm because it's similar to the title of the show.
Yes. Self-plug.
In fact, it might even be a similar, it might just literally be, because I don't know about across the rest of the world, but in England they have because they have for pubs they would have a picture outside hanging, because not everyone could read, so they would know what pub it is. So if it was if it's the Army and Navy or whatever, it might have a picture of the Army and Navy and stuff, or if it was the King's Head, it'd be the king, the head of the king on the thing. Or if near me there's a place called the Bull, and there is a bull that sits on the thing. So for this, in fact, and in London once, and this is the weirdest pub I've ever seen named, was called the Frog on the Radiator, and there was a frog on a radiator hanging outside the pub.
Okay.
It's brilliant.
I think it's in South London. Well, it's sort of near the Cutter's Ark, because when we were going to the Cutter's Ark when I was younger.
That's brilliant.
Anyway, off topic, but yeah, I'd imagine I'd imagine it'd be a similar case here.
Yeah, it probably is.
Because the amount of people that are illiterate at the moment will be astronomical, because public education isn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
So you see. So where are you going? You going to the Captain's Helm, or are you going to the library?
I suggest we go to the library first.
Yeah, I agree.
Siobhán agrees.
Okay.
Yes, so we'll head to the library first.
All right. You get to the library. It is actually part of the college. So you've literally walked back on the way. You've literally come back. You've literally left the college and come back to the college. But it's part of the university that sort of faces the public, in a sense that it's easy to be acceptable by the public. Is it busy? It's busy with the students from the college or university itself. Not so busy by the general public of the town.
Yeah.
But it's well maintained. It seems to have a healthy budget as well. Yeah. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna pull out a copy of my dissertation.
Yep.
And I'm just gonna sort of walk through the college reading this, everything is pretty much small at that point for books. So this handbook
that has like the collected works of my time in university.
Yeah. And you're reading it out loud?
No, I'm just gonna walk through the campus.
What are you trying
looking
to,
at
what are you trying to do?
blend in.
Oh, okay.
Alain is an academic, has been in the university for most of his life.
Oh, well, like I said, the library, you don't actually have to go through campus to get there. It's sort of like, it's sort of in the, it straddles the public and the campus, if you know what I mean.
So
It's
my
sort of-
thought was an academic walking into the library, digging through records is going to be less suspicious than some random noble.
Okay. Alright. So you split off, yeah?
I mean, I don't know that I have to. I think I just have a retinue.
I mean, Marie-Antoinette, who may not be noble, but definitely middle class, having, served in the war as
Yeah.
a captain, she
Oh,
would...
you do get a few, like, dirty looks then.
Oh, but no, I'm still in my merchant uniform, so
Oh, okay.
no one knows that I'm, no one knows that I'm that I'm Montaigne until I speak.
Remember, we're undercover, James.
I forgot that, yep.
Sneaky.
Yeah, I don't know if I can undercover.
So I'm going to go to the reception area,
Yep.
or to whoever, to the librarian,
Yeah.
and I'm going to say, bonjour. Sorry for disturbing you. I was wondering if you could help me.
The librarian looks up. Yes, sir. Sorry, madam, how may I help you?
So, this is a bit personal. I was not much. I was a mere cannoneer during the War of the Crosses. And during the conflict, my ship was boarded and I was captured.
Oh.
But I made friends with a gentleman by the name of Pablo. He was a very nice man, and he had mentioned that he was born here in Puerto del Sol. And I have only just recently raised enough money to come here. And I was wondering if I could please see your records to see if maybe he still frequents his home.
Okay. Okay. So she says, "Oh, you may you'll probably want to check the this whatever the equivalent of the phone book would be in this time.
Name registry.
Name registry or the voting registry. I don't know. I can't remember what it would be.
Census, maybe?
Census, yeah. Yeah, you may wish to check the census. And she points you in the right direction.
Merci. Thank you very much. And I will make my way there and hopefully pass the newspapers on the way.
Well, if luck would have it, yeah, okay, yes.
Because I imagine that they would keep their archived stuff together, so...
Mm.
All right. One sec.
No trouble.
Ow.
You all right, James?
Yep. Just give us a second. Just keep talking.
Okay. I turn to Alain and I say, Monsieur, you are You are of noble descent. You are more trained in reading than I, although I consider myself a good reader. But you understand libraries more than what I do. I leave the search to you, whilst I continue to hold the facade of looking for a man named Pablo.
Okay, this is not a problem. I start leafing through newspapers.
And
I
I'm
mean,
genuinely...
we can find you a man named Pablo if you would like a man named Pablo. I'm certain that can be arranged for you.
Siobhán. That is a story for another day. And I'm going to page through the census registry to see if there actually is a man named Pablo. I'm just going to look for the first Pablo I find that was reasonably alive.
Yeah.
And I'm going to make sure that it also says he was recently deceased. So I could, then if anyone asks, it's like, oh, mon Dieu, I missed him. Such a shame. He was a good man.
All right.
Siobhán can't read, so she's just gonna find a spot, kick up her legs, and generally be annoying.
Okay.
And so we got kicked out.
Oh, it'll be fine. She'll just seduce her way right.
I mean,
back
Pablo is quite an easy name to find. You know, it's probably quite a common name. So I'm saying that we've got cramp at the moment, so, you know, 'cause my chair's shit. I need to get a new chair.
Definitely be looking to... Yeah, they definitely have like a list of what their occupation is, so I would look for enlisted in the Navy.
He wouldn't be enlisted, would he? If he's a captain, would he?
No. I'm pretending that I was...
Oh, okay.
Just, you know, my cover is that I was not a high-ranking officer. I was just someone who fired the cannon.
Okay.
And
you
he would
fired
be...
his cannons, all right.
He did. She did. Sure, you
And
find...
Pablo was... Yeah.
Sure, you find... you find an easy person. You know, you do find someone to find. You know, you do find a name. I don't know if it'd say deceased. You know, it wouldn't tell you that they're deceased. All you would do is look to the next set of records, and it would he wouldn't appear.
There would be
In church records, it might say.
Yeah, but I don't know. This is like the census rather than church records.
Yeah. Well, if I find him, I find him. But the whole point of this is I'm giving Alain time to search through the newspapers.
All right. Well, and what are you looking for, Alain?
I'm specifically looking for any stories about this ship leaving, where the ship was going, a story about the ship going missing.
Yep.
I would love to know whether or not there was a porte sorcerer on the ship to help with navigation.
Okay. So you.
James?
Yep.
Are there any other like historians, people researching, not necessarily someone who looks like they've just gotten there, but somebody basically, if there's a historian or something around?
Yeah, there's probably quite a few people who seems to be, especially, I mean, because this is a college or university, there's probably quite a few people learning to become, you know, doing history type things. Yeah.
Any young, particularly naive and gullible looking ones?
They're university students.
Other than the one that came here with me.
They're university students, so I mean, they're all like, they're all going to be like of noble birth and stuff.
Siobhán's looking for a mark. I'm assuming that she would be able to identify a mark to talk to.
Certainly.
And play with / see if there are any stories about the ship.
Okay, yeah, certainly. Alright, well that's probably going to involve you having to do a roll.
Okay.
So
I apologize in advance if I get us kicked out.
I apologise for standing up, because the cramp's not gone yet.
Oh no, you're the only one that's going to get kicked out.
Somebody in this party needs to take the advantage in honest misunderstanding just to accommodate for Siobhán. Wait, that's not what she meant to say.
I nominate the nobleman.
Damn it.
No, she didn't mean to imply that you were for sale. I don't know what on earth could have possibly made you think that.
She wasn't saying your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries.
So yeah, so obviously, the first roll is going to be, so the first raise you need to spend, I'm going to say is going to be along the lines of like, you pick, not the right, because they all could potentially be a mark, but you pick, not the easy, well, you pick the person who's what are you looking for? What sort of mark? What are you trying to do with this mark?
Actually,
just explain to me. Just explain to me what you want. What sort of mark thing do you want to do? What are you trying to do?
Okay, so thinking back a little bit more about my character, she would read the auras so that she would kind of know which one would be a good one to sort of pressure point. Because obviously people are going to have. Yeah, but
I want to know what you're trying. What?
I know.
What you're trying.
I know.
What are you trying? I mean, what is your end goal for the mark?
The goal is to find out if there are any stories. Like, it's my experience in universities and like reading about history and whatnot that there will often be rumors, urban legends, etc. So it's her goal to find out if there are any regarding either the evil bastard count, whose name I can't remember because I literally wrote it down as the evil bastard count.
Which is not a count.
I know, but that's what I wrote it down as.
His name is Cardinal Hector Drogon. He's a cardinal.
Cardinal, that's what it is. So the evil bastard cardinal.
Right, let's see if this,
she'd want to find out if there are any stories about his service, what he's up to, etc. And then any stories about the Wave Runner.
Okay. All right.
Basically, just sometimes there are rumors about what has happened to ships and whatnot.
I mean, the reason why I was asking, because if you're trying to do something like rip them off money and stuff.
No.
I'd be going like, well, that will probably cost you you'll get a corruption point for it because it's kind of not a heroic thing to do.
Her approach is basically she wants to find somebody exactly like Alain that she can sort of like sit in front of, show a little bit of leg, show a little bit of chest, and be like, oh, I would love it if you would please entertain me with stories. And have you ever heard any like really, scandalizing stories about whatever, and in the hopes that this person, the mark, would want to show off for her and then tell her stories that may not be particularly public knowledge. That's her approach.
Okay. All right. So So obviously it's going to be and what role are you thinking as well?
Well, probably tempt, but yeah, it would be a tempt role because she's going in with the sort of seduction front to it. I can never tell the difference between using a wit or a panache. Like, what is the how
So-
would I know to use one versus the other? The other three are easy, but the wits versus panache for her approach.
Well, wits would be which would be a more calculating way of doing it. Where panache,
so probably panache then.
where panache would be more of a you're using your personality to do things.
I mean, that's what she's
your
trying to do.
charisma.
Her personality.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, for what it's worth, if you're using your physicality to try and tempt someone, it's not unreasonable to use finesse.
Yeah, I mean it's personality, physicality, like all that kind of thing,
Yeah,
right?
that's probably panache, because panache is like, in the old book they describe panache as that je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, and that's kind of what she's going with, the sort of I'm interesting and you should tell me interesting stories so that you can keep my attention kind of approach.
Okay, so the first complication will be because you're of low
Okay?
because you're of lower birth, because you're third class, you're not of noble blood. He's not gonna. He won't be interested in you at all.
Are you wearing red?
Second raise, you'll be able to acquire the information you need. He will know of information regarding the Rave Runner. The third raise, no one will become suspicious of your activities. And your fourth raise to
Find out something naughty about the cardinal? Or the hint of something naughty about the cardinal?
yeah, you'll find out some information about the cardinal.
Because she would really like to find a pressure point on the cardinal.
Good luck.
So
Good luck.
know.
That's not the information you will get, but
no, but if she can find like some I'm not thinking that she'll get it now, but she can find something that they can pursue or look into or what have you. And I'm gonna go ahead and use my bonus for the first time because I'd really like to get that fourth raise.
what bonus?
Because it's the first time you use a skill in a session. You get
No,
to
it's
use
not.
the bonus.
It's per scene, but
Perceive.
Oh. So can I not use it because this isn't technically a scene?
yeah, you can.
Or how does it work? Okay.
You also get one for describing it, so you get you get 2 additional dice in total.
Yay. Now I have to math. Oh, that was a terrible roll.
What level's your tempt? Alright, you don't get to reroll.
My tempt is only 2.
Okay, make 10s.
I know. Math now. 1, 2. I can only make 3, damn it. And I have to give you a dice.
Alright, I'm going to buy that dice then.
Yep, I figured you would. Damn. But I get a hero point because you bought dice, is that?
That is correct.
So, what races do you choose?
Oh, I thought it was that it went up in order.
No, you should choose. So you can choose
Yeah.
that, like, you can choose that, like, he's just not interested in you.
But then if I pick that one, it wouldn't make sense that he would give her the information.
That's
It would
valid.
be. It could be that he's just trying to chase you away, so he gives you the information, so you'll bugger off.
That's true.
I mean,
too.
I don't care if he's interested in me, so I'm perfectly happy to not pick that one and like find out the other ones. If that's not considered cheating, I am 100% for it. I thought it was that they had to like, he had to be interested, then he would give this one, and then like that it was a progressive kind of thing. But if it's that I can pick, I don't care if he's interested. She's not actually looking for someone. So
When Judy had a moment with when Mary had a moment with Judy, James gave me, I think it was like 5 choices, and I only got to pick 2. So I only made 2 raises, and I was able to choose, I think, the first one and the 4th one, because those were the ones
Okay.
I was intrigued in.
so you don't unlock them in order. You can.
Yeah,
That's
it's
good
not
to know.
tiers. It's A, B, C, D.
Gotcha. Okay, well, in that case, Siobhán does not care that he's actually interested. She's got things to do. So she can get her information and not have to actually pay for it. She's fine with that.
Sorry, what? So what ones are you going for?
Information on the Wave Runner. He's not going to be suspicious about us, and I'm going to find a lead on the Cardinal.
All right. And there was 4, wasn't? No, was it 4?
I only got 3 raises. There was 4. The 4th one was that he was interested in Siobhán, and I don't particularly care that he is or not.
Okay. So so you approach this fellow, this young man. He eyes you up suspiciously to begin with. How may I help you? He says.
Oh, my friends are just looking for stuff, and I'm I'm just bored and looking for someone to entertain me.
Well, there's always there's a prodded goat for that.
Siobhán will attempt not to be incredibly offended at that suggestion. No, I was thinking that I would like to hear some stories. I'm not looking for that kind of information.
Stories. He's going to go. I'm a historian, madam.
I know, isn't history just a whole bunch of stories all put together?
No, madam, no.
Really?
What information? Sorry. So what story would you like to hear then?
Well, I heard a... No.
You've paid it so you
Sorry,
won't make
you're
it. You won't raise his
like-
suspicions.
Sorry?
I said you did pay it off so you didn't raise any suspicions.
Oh, that's true, so she can be a little bit more direct. I heard a wild story about the Wave Runner and maybe even a member of the Inquisition.
Oh yeah, that is true. That is true. He goes, yeah, he says, so I heard. So this is just hearsay, okay? So, take this with a grain of salt if you wish to.
Of course, you're just entertaining me.
So, so from what I understand, or what I garnered about the disappearance of the Rave Runner, was that it was heading down to Numa.
And is that unusual?
No, not really. It's an island nation just south from us, in the just north of the. I need to zoom out on this map. just north of the nations of Ifri, sort of south from here. Is it? No, southeast from here. Just off the coast of southeast from Fudachi. It was they were going to. I believe they were hunting for a treasure.
Hunting for treasure. Do you know what kind? I like treasure.
I haven't. I'm not sure, madam. Rumors had it that they were looking for a lost ship.
Another lost ship. How interesting. And what exactly is the Cardinal's interest in all of this?
Oh, well, between you and me, madam, the Cardinal has an unhealthy lust for Countess What's-Her-Face. Countess
Albany.
de Albany. Countess de Albany.
Well, that's the worst kept secret, isn't it?
Hmm.
You think he did something?
I don't think he did something, but he may have put some wheels in motion to do something.
And if I wanted somebody to maybe continue telling me this story, where might I go look for that kind of entertainment?
I'm at a loss, madam. You're muted, by the way, if you're talking to us.
Oh, I'm just pantomiming the word newspapers over and over and over.
And I'm just talking to my dad's girlfriend, so
Nothing. Let me have a look. How well known, Bree, how well known is your secret society?
I mean, it's definitely known. The Inquisition is actively hunting them. People know they exist, but people generally wouldn't admit that they're a part of it to someone that they fear might turn them into the Inquisition.
That's the Invisible College, isn't it?
Correct.
There's another one that's going up against the Inquisition as well, isn't there?
I mean, pretty much the whole game goes up against the Inquisition. But yeah, there's, I think the... Oh, gosh. Los
I mean, the
Vagabundos?
Explorer Society tangles with them, do they not?
Yeah. Like, Los Vagabundos have a direct thing with the Inquisition. The Reliciare have a direct thing with the Inquisition by virtue of them wanting to basically they're anarchists. Yeah, those are the two big ones. Die Kreuzritter, I'm not really sure whether or not they're including this in the Secret Society's book, but they, in theory, used to be part of the church. In fact, I think it still says that in the description.
Alright, so you probably wouldn't mention, because it's in Castile, he's not going to mention the Invisible College.
Mm.
But he does say to you that there may be people. He says there may be a college you could talk to, and that's where he leaves it at.
And would Siobhán have knowledge of the Invisible College?
I don't know. How knowledgeable is it? Did you say, Bree?
I mean, people who know about education and know about science know that it exists.
Oh, no. Then you don't know anything.
As opposed to like any Castilian would know about Los Vagabundos or something like that. Or like
Okay.
anyone from Badachi would know about Sophia's daughters because they're literally smuggling women out of Badachi.
Well, yeah, that's how I got out. Okay. So she has a piece of information, she just doesn't know it. But if she manages to have a conversation with Alain, they might put some pieces together.
Right. Speaking of Alain, you're looking through the papers, and it's about a year ago. Not to the exact day, but it is about a year ago. You do find the headline, the Rave Runner, or its Spanish equivalent, lost. All hands lost at sea. It says it is believed that the Rave Runner crashed into was pushed off course by high winds and crashed and smashed against coral during low tide off the coast of Numa. The island state, or I don't know if it's an island state, but hang on, why can I not zoom in? This pisses me off sometimes. Patstrum, I think it's Paestum. Just want to see. Yeah, about 50 miles off the yeah, about 50 miles north of the town. Oh, hang on, what does the dot mean? Don't do that. A minor. The town of the small town of Paestum. All hands believed lost.
Is there a list of the dead?
Yes.
I'm gonna write the list down in a notebook in charcoal.
Cameron?
Yeah? What's wrong?
Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong character. Hang on.
I never gave a name for Julie's husband unless you look in the chat.
Yeah, no, I mean, well, can you give me? Let's have a break, and then we'll come back. We'll come back with part 3. All right, that will be the best thing, and I can talk to you during the break, and then I can figure out how I can try and wind things together. Right, we will be back shortly. Don't touch that dial, and yeah. And if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe on the YouTube chat. YouTubes. Thank you very much, and comment below. Thank you of how you think about the new way we're doing it. Right, we'll be back.